Hey guys, Jonah here, and I'm reading a really interesting article which links into the beer that I've literally got over there. It is about Patagonian yeast from these guys. Whoops, Fermentive Innovation. I guess that's their company name, and how they're isolating certain yeast strains that they found in the chilly part of Patagonia. I believe that goes across into Argentina, maybe as well. It's a mountain range, basically, Patagonia. There's some ridiculously good climbing. I used to do mountain climb. Well, I used to do indoor climbing. I've been outdoors a couple of times, but yeah, proper mountaineering and crazy stuff. However, the links do not end there. This is crazy. Right, so I want this to focus. So come on, my dude. Do not mess with me today. Come on. There we go. So there we go. We've got Patagonian IPA. Beer from Chile, it says. Patagonian yeast from these guys. It has got a picture of some sort of kookaburra or something. We shall find out. But the interesting thing for me, well, it's 5.3% on the ABV, but where is it? Here we go. Brewed and canned at SEB and packaging CT10, which is literally down the road. It is in Broadstairs. Fantastic. And this says fermented with yeast isolated from the Andes. We've got water, barley, hops, and Patagonian yeast. Nothing else in there. What? Who? Uh, Who actually brewed this? What is this beer? I do not know. It's very bizarre. The nexus between Latin America innovation and the rest of the world. This is a real taste of Patagonia in this West Coast style IPA. Nice. Slightly hazy with a floral hops and bready malt notes. This beer will please fans of the old school, like me, with its piney resinous hop character, beautifully balanced and supremely drinkable. And I am now looking, yeah, I've got no idea who came up with the recipe for this. Is it SEB themselves? Is it Beer 52? This beer is crazy because you've got no idea. This is one of the beers who you don't know who the brewery is. It's absolutely ridiculous. I like it, but ridiculous. And the photography there is Marcelo Ciciano, something like that. But he's pictured this sort of duck cock thing. Cock thing. It's a wee beastie, that's what it is. So I'm looking down here. Hops. We've got Centennial, we've got Amarillo, Cascade, and Nugget. My God, this is saying West Coast like nothing else is. And the malts, we've got Carapils, Pilsner, and Munich malt. So really, really interesting style beer. West Coast, over 5%, not much over 5%, 5.3% on the ABV. Huh, but you can't have anything. But this one's going to be, I hope, about the yeast, but we shall see. Right, doing a bit of a check. Oh my goodness. Okay, so a tiny bit of overspill, but not too bad. It did not jibber jabber everywhere. Maybe that's what that bird is. It's the famous jibber jabber bird. Quit your jibber jabber. Right, so let's get this bad boy into a glass. Boom. We've got over a finger's head, which is good, but let's get this out of the way. Come on. Let's get on to drinking this beer. But wow, this is bizarre. Someone's come up with the recipe for this bad boy. And it wasn't me. An SEB, who I can, if there weren't houses there, I'd be able to see the brewery. It's that close to me. But they don't have a tap room. They are a contract brewer, so they brew for other people. It's bizarre. So this is looking very much like an old school IPA. Look at that colour, fantastic colour. The head is not perfectly white, it's just one shade off white, but very, very fluffy and lots of bubbles, carbon dioxide coming up there. You might be able to see that. Wish it would focus. There we go. Nice focus on there, lovely bubbles, looking good. Wow, definitely getting pine, getting lemon, getting some orange as well, sort of citrusy but orange. It's the Amarillo, isn't it? It's the orange, like a marmalade-y orange. Wow, this is going to be cool. The one thing I'm not getting is yeast. I'm not getting a yeasty kind of smell, aroma. It's going to be interesting. Hopefully, they haven't hopped the bejesus out of it so much so that we can't actually get um, the yeast from it. That would be crazy. But then, hey, nothing would surprise me with it. I mean, that is the most crazy beer I've seen from Beer 52. This beer is almost like a supermarket contracting their beer out to someone else, but at least they say who you know who made the recipe and that stuff. All that says is a contract brewer made it. No idea what the beer is. Right, let's dive in. By the way, if you like this quest of discovery to Patagonia, why not think about subscribing, click like, leave comments. Madre. Okay. Whoa. A lot of carbon dioxide. Oh, nice. That marmalade stuff is there as well, really up front. The pine is playing second fiddle. So the Amarillo's doing the taste so far. Greenery's there, yes. Tastes very smooth as well. Um, it is a kind of West Coast style, I would say that. It's not tropical, definitely. It's not got any wheat or oats in, so the creaminess isn't there too. But there is a silky smoothness about it. There's some residual sugar there. Hmm. I'm trying to discover the yeast. I'm hoping the yeast is making it really smooth because that really is unlike a traditional West Coast IPA. Number one, there's not enough hops in it. Um, it's not absolutely in your face. It's almost there, but it's not quite there. And the alcohol's not quite there either. I would say proper West Coast style, you're looking nearer 6%, five and a bit, not quite enough. Lovely fluffy head. Look at that. It looks a bit like a sort of mountain. It's a Patagonian mountain. That's fantastic. I like that. Right, let's dive in for some more. I can smell that Patagonian stuff, alpaca and all that stuff. Oh, creaminess. Oh, oh, what is that? There's a kind of sugary type. It's not fruit, is it? It's Cascade, isn't it? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Cascade and Centennial. Okay, so usually Centennial for me gives that kind of bubblegummy thing, and Cascade maybe a little bit of kind of peachiness to it. I'm not really getting that. I'm definitely getting the orange, the marmalade orange. But there's something in there, almost like a berry kind of thing, but it's really light. So what might be happening is the yeast, I'm hoping what's happened is the recipe has come over, or maybe Beer 52 made the recipe, who knows? But this yeast lab has sent over a yeast culture to literally down the road. How crazy is that? If I broke into their brewery, I could nick some of that yeast from Patagonia. I'm not going to, dear viewer, you understand. But the yeast is doing something different to usual. Yeah, to the hops. The reason I say that is because I'm not getting the full-on flavors that I would usually be getting. They're a bit muted. They're a bit smooth. Not in a new style way, not in a kind of creamy way, but they're definitely smoothed out. And in a West Coast IPA, you want punchy hops. You want to be slapped with a wet kipper around your face of hops. Hops. It's not happening in this beer. So it's a nice beer, don't get me wrong. I am enjoying it. But is it a full-on West Coast IPA? No. There's something weird going on. It's unlike other beers, but that's good. That's good for me because I like trying different things. And it's amazing. Yeast is kind of, I reckon this is the decade of yeast because people have grown these new hops. You got new styles of hops. You've got all sorts of new growers. You got from different areas like Australia and Oceania. South Africa's got its own hops. That was a bit back in the day. However, it's the interaction between the hop oils, the different hop oils, and the yeast. That is where the current thing is. And the reason that's a thing is because people are coming up with these different strains of yeast and it's doing unique things to beer. Look at Belgium yeast styles. They give that banana, they give that phenolic clove kind of thing. Maybe this yeast is doing some of that. Could be that it's the yeast is acting on the malt, but I would say the more kind of uh, yeah, the bigger taste interactions is between the hops and the yeast. You've heard it here first. Not 100% convinced about that one. But what do you think, dear viewer? If you've had the chili box and if you've drunk the Patagonian yeast beer, Patagonian IPA, let me know in the comments down below what you thought of it. This has been Unclejona, dear viewer, drinking beers from around the world and even ones that were made literally under a mile away. I'm talking under half a mile away from here. On a good day, I can smell when they're brewing because the hops come blowing in through the window. Anyway, that is my quest in life to kind of enlighten you guys in weird things about brewing. I'll be back with more beer reviews real soon. And until then, take care of yourselves, take care of each other. We'll see you real soon.